Hello and happy 1st of December to everyone. My name is Marina, in case you don't know me, because I always forget to introduce myself, but it's the name of the channel, so maybe you could have guessed that. But in any case, I am Marina from the name of the channel. I decided to film this video very quickly, very impromptu, because I realized that it was almost the 1st of December. I'm actually recording this on the 29th of November because I wouldn't have time if I did it on the 1st of December. But I wanted to be up on the 1st of December. How many times can a person say 1st of December in less than a minute? So maybe you already know this, but in case you don't, in the last few Novembers, in the last like 8 or 9 Novembers, which is 9 years, it's not bad, I've been doing this writing challenge, which consisted on writing 50,000 words for a novel during the month of November. And in the last few years, I have not been doing it following the NaNoWriMo organization because said organization fell apart. You might have heard me talking about this in some of my previous videos, but in case you haven't, here's a bit of a summary. And this year and the year before, I just called it November because I was using a tracker called November, and because I like puns, and I thought that was a pretty cute pun. And it has meant that now I'm incapable of saying the word November. I have to really focus to not say November because I just really enjoy that word so much. I've been saying it a lot. Anyway, November is almost over for me because I'm in the past now. We just have 2 more days of the challenge. For you, it's already the 1st of December. I said it again. And what usually happens to me after I do this writing challenge every year is that I get super burnt out with whatever project it is I'm writing in that month of November. And I really try and keep writing in December because it's really great to create this habit of writing daily. But instead of staying consistent with it, what I do is I abandon it completely. Maybe I write for the first 3 or 4 days of December, but then I stop because I'm so tired and I've written too many words for what I'm comfortable with. This year, actually, I didn't write 50,000 words like the classic challenge asks, but I decided to go for 30,000 because I realized that 1,000 words a day is way more comfortable for me in the way I write, and that actually felt pretty good. It was even too much some days because it's been a busy month at work and I was pretty tired. I was also traveling a little bit. Yeah, sometimes it just felt like I could have used just 500 words a day, but that's good. That was some things that I learned that I didn't know about myself as a writer, so I'm happy that I experimented with the format a little bit and I got to that conclusion. However, what always happens, like I was saying, is that dramatically stops when December comes, because December is a very exciting but also very busy month, and I like it a lot. I really enjoy all the festives and all the hanging out with family and having Christmas parties, and I'm saying that like I have a lot of Christmas parties, but not really. The presents, the celebration, all that is great, but my writing is always the first casualty of the month of December. So what I would like to do is take a different approach this year. I want to try and keep the habit alive after the challenge in November, because it's just such a shame that you work so hard for a month and then you just lose the ability to write so much every day. And I want to keep it more, I wouldn't want it to be suffocating like it feels sometimes in November. So I would like to keep it a bit more gentle and to be a bit easier on myself about this, because I think it's just already a lot going on in December. And if on top of that you put another challenge, it's not going to be super fun. So what I decided to do, because I love my story that I read in November, but I'm at this point a little bit tired of it, a little bit burnt out because I worked so hard on it for a whole month. So I want to set it aside for a little bit. If I ever feel like writing on it during December, I will do it. But what I'm going to try and do instead is what I like to call, because I just made it up, maybe it probably already exists, I have not invented anything, but what I'm going to call it is the advent of short stories. And you are probably familiar with the concept of an advent calendar. So in this case, what I decided to do is create 24 prompts that I wrote in little papers, and I put them in this can of bonbons, or how do you call it, chocolates that I have from last year's Christmas. I think it would probably be cooler in a mason jar, but I don't have any available right now. And I just went with this because it's quite pretty and it's quite Christmassy. It says London, but I'm pretty sure it didn't come from London. Anyway, back to writing. So I like writing prompts, but I don't usually like the ones that I find online. They don't click with me very well, and I end up just not doing them. So what I decided is that I was gonna make them up, and to make it more of a surprise, because I already know the prompts, obviously. I had a little bit of help from other people with some of them, but I think I wrote 21 out of the 24 ones, so it's still pretty much original from me. So obviously I know what they are. Anyway, to make it more of a daily surprise, what I decided to do is just put the little papers in this can and pick one every day, and that way at least I won't know which one is assigned to which day. In case you're curious, I decided to just explain this idea very quickly and then proceed to read my prompts to you. Some of them are very silly, some of them are more specific, some of them are more general. I came up with them in the span of a couple of hours. So I think this is what we're working with, because as usual, I'm a little bit late for this event. And without further ado, I think this is the first time I ever say this on any video, and I don't know what to think about myself. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to proceed to read you my prompts. In a moment of brilliance, I went with whatever I had in hand, which was Post-it notes. And now they're all stuck with each other because I just didn't have anything else. All right, let's start. 3 people have to decide which one of them goes down to shut a nuclear valve that is about to combust. A retired person finally fulfills their lifelong dream. A prehistoric chief A prehistoric chief shows up in your living room. An old lady finds out her mortal enemy has gone to hospice. There's this teas that you can drink to change to a mood of your choice. 3 children build a blanket fort that turns into a portal. You are a character in your favorite movie. 6 minutes before the planet explodes. An archaeologist unearths the entrance to the kingdom of a civilization that was believed to be lost. A day from the perspective of an object. An odd love story in the last place you traveled to. A blackout in a hyper-technified city. A glue brand launches a product that can fix relationships. All the dragons are dead, except for one. An inventor creates a remote that can change the way people feel about him. A character wakes up in prison and they can't remember why. Micro-fanfic of a character you dislike. 2 irrelevant characters have a heated argument. All the bananas in the world become sentient and come alive. An 8-year-old's only Christmas present contains a baby dinosaur. Your favorite food gives you powers, but you are intolerant to it. Your first day of magical school. People develop powers depending on the weather of the day they were born. You were born during a hurricane. Someone has lost a shoe. Okay, so that's all 24 of them, unless one of them got stuck with the other because they're sticky notes. Now I have to put them all back in the can. So while I do that, I wanted to explain to you how I plan on doing this, other than obviously opening the can every day and grabbing one of the papers. I really like short stories. I really enjoy writing them. For some reason, I very rarely do. Sometimes I get inspired and I try and do like a half a page story every now and then. But in the end, the habit never sticks, and I think I need more defined challenges like this one. Like I need it to be a whole month, or I need it to be the 24 first days of December. I think the event part of it helps a lot with my motivation, and the novelty as well is a lot more fun. And knowing that it has an end makes me try harder, I think, because I'm like, come on, are you gonna give up today, for example, the 29th of November after writing all the 28 previous days? No, you're not. And if I had to create more rules, I think they would be that each... Well, I don't like rules very much. I think it's already enough rules that you have a prompt and that you have to follow it. And that being said, I don't think you have to follow it. I think these are just starting points for stories. Like, for example, someone lost a shoe. What do you mean? It was me. I created that, but it is really just a starting point for a story that could potentially go anywhere. And I think one of the most magical things about this kind of prompts is that if I gave it to 100 people and everyone submitted a short story, even if they were the same length, there would not be any of the stories that resemble the other ones, because everyone is different and all the stories would be so unique, even though they started from the same concept or idea. And who knows, maybe after doing something like this, you fall in love with the idea that you've developed after that, and or with a prompt that you've found online, or you could even use one of those story cubes. I have a set that I forgot to bring into the room. I could go and get them, but I'm in a bit of a position where if I touch something, everything else is gonna fall. It doesn't look like it maybe, but it will happen. In terms of extension, I think it really doesn't matter. To me, a short story is anything from a couple words to less than a novel. I think it can be whatever you want. Honestly, I'm doing this just for a little bit of fun and to make myself write short stories, because like I said, I very rarely sit down to do it and I really enjoy them. So, and I think it's a great creativity exercise because all of the prompts that I went with are so different from each other. I think you can see a pattern in some of them, but in general they are all pretty unique, or that's what I tried in the 2 hours that I was able to dedicate to this task. But so yeah, that being said, it would be really cool if any of you watching decides to go for something like this, or to create your own challenge, or to do some other advent calendar of short stories that probably already exists out there, because the internet is a very infinite place and everything's been invented before. I am not claiming to have invented this because I probably haven't, but I haven't seen anything like it. I've also have not done research because I just had the idea yesterday. I made the prompts, I sat down today to make the video, and I'm going to quickly edit it and post it before the 1st of December arrives. So if it exists already and there's creators out there, cool, you had a great idea. And so now all that's left is to open the can, grab the first paper and start writing. If you decide to do it, please let me know. It would be really fun if someone else joined me in this silly little thing that I just decided to do. And I hope you have a great December, and I hope that all your dreams come true and Christmas miracles. I don't know. I don't know how to finish videos, and that's why I start talking nonsense when it's time to close the video. But I had a lot of fun doing this. Hopefully I will stick to it and I will report back to you in January, or maybe I will fail miserably, or maybe I will just do 2 or 3 and that will be enough, because December is a month for relaxing, in my opinion. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you soon.